Hello, and welcome to The Beginning of Knowledge, where each Wednesday we will be taking a look at some few verses from Proverbs and looking at what Solomon and some other authors are trying to tell us about what being wise is and how to avoid being foolish. Today, of course, we're going to be looking at Proverbs 1, and we're going to be looking at the beginning of knowledge. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction, to understand words of insight, to receive instruction in wise dealing, in righteousness, justice, and equity, to give prudence to the simple, knowledge and discretion to the youth. Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtain guidance, to understand a proverb and a saying, the words of the wise and their riddles. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. Solomon tells us what he hopes that his proverbs will accomplish: to know wisdom and instruction, to understand words of insight, and to receive this instruction in wise dealing, in righteousness, justice, and equity. Now we know what wise dealing is, and we know what righteousness is, that of being right and being morally upstanding, but what really is justice and equity? Well, to know justice, we have to go to the term just, because justice is merely an offshoot of that, and just is defined as based on or behaving according to what is morally right and fair. For us Christians, that is the Bible and God's law. Equity is the quality of being fair and just, especially in a way that takes account of and seeks to address existing inequalities. So with justice and equity, we can look at somebody and judge them based off of their current situations and things that they might not be able to control, which is not pure justice. That is an element of grace to it, is what equity is. Not only will we have this, the wise will hear and increase in their learning. The one who understands will obtain guidance. To understand a proverb and a saying, the words of the wise and the riddles. So those who already have knowledge and who are already so much more knowledgeable than other people, even they will take something away from these proverbs that Solomon will lay out, and even they will increase in understanding and knowledge, but only because of the fear of the Lord, because that is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. Now, frequently throughout Proverbs, those are general terms thrown about there: the wise man, the righteous man, and the foolish man. And quite often, personally, I have found myself relating a lot to the foolish man. And while that is something that we all can work on, we should never try to emulate the qualities and characteristics of the foolish man. There's a certain amount of grace to be given to everyone. The righteous man and the wise man, those are ideals. There's not going to ever be a man who is perfectly wise and perfectly righteous and who is perfect in everything except for Jesus, who is perfect in all things. We must give ourselves a certain amount of grace as we read through the Proverbs, and in that, we may achieve wisdom and we may achieve the beginning of knowledge. Thank you, and come back next week.